Hello, hello. We have an amazing guest, one and only Cindy Edington. For my beautiful viewers, we are yet here with raw, authentic, and uncut version of Open Minds to Open Hands. How you doing, Cindy? How are you?
Fantastic, Eve. Oh, it's so good to see you. And
Thank you.
thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for having me.
Yeah, we love to have you. We love to have you. We tried this, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but somehow the connection and the IT side of it wasn't working. And here we go. We did it today. We did it today. Let me do a proper introduction, Cindy. You're founder of Tranquil Heart Wellness, international best-selling author, magazine contributor, transformational life coach, and holistic healer. Cindy, please, if you would like, add on to the introduction. The stage is yours.
Well, thank you, Eve. Again, thanks for inviting me here today. It's a pleasure. I think you captured it all. I mean, if we want more cred, I can definitely give that. So I've been coaching for over 20 years. I'm also a certified yoga therapist, yoga teacher, and I am just completing now a certification for yoga for cancer. I'm also a Reiki master teacher and EFT practitioner. So I've got a whole bunch of tools that I use in terms of women's wellness and women's empowerment, and I bring all of those in. And as you said, an international #1 bestseller, 3 collaborative books. I've got 3 more coming out this coming up year. So I think that probably says it all. I can't hear you. If you can hear me, I think something happened with the audio.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I
Yes,
can hear you now. Yeah, sorry.
yes. And you help a lot of women to overcome their heartbreak.
Yeah, I work in the women's empowerment arena. I specifically focus on women who are navigating the aftermath of divorce simply because I've been through that journey. I went through a really heartbreaking divorce many years ago at this point, and anything and everything you could possibly imagine, kind of the aftermath of redefining and evolving and becoming into the next best version of me. That's what I like to help women that are in that same situation come through and come out the other side feeling really good and grounded and creative in terms of their life. What do they want to do next? Because we can get really stuck when we go into a situation where everything breaks apart.
Yes, yes, that's true. And you might wonder, my beautiful viewers, and here on the channel and on this platform, how we know Cindy and how I get connected. Well, that's a story which I'm going to tell you. But before I do that, let me introduce myself as well. If you don't know me, I'm known as the legendary coach Eve, a transformative force in personal development and empowerment, founder of Open Hands Institute, and the voice behind the podcast Open Minds to Open Hands, where I'm empowering and elevating leaders to break through their emotional barriers and activating their divine blueprint. And the story, how we met with Cindy, is through this amazing community, Diamond Moments, uh, Diamond. Diamond Moments magazine. We have a magazine, but we have a community, a Diamond Beauties community, and this is how we met. And the visionary, it's Nat, and that connection, what you actually make with like-minded people on that community, it is unexplainable. I can really explain how you find yourself to have a deeply a friendship and a sisterhood, which I never seen anywhere else. I would like to share a little bit of the magazine, because Cindy, you were actually on the front page of the magazine. You're a columnist. You are actually have many great stories to share in the magazine. So before we go to that and highlight your story in the magazine, I would like to see if I can play this video. Is that okay with everyone?
At Diamond Moments magazine, we are more than just a publication. We are a community of souls on a shared journey of growth, authenticity, and empowerment. Here we nurture connections, celebrate personal triumphs, and embrace the beauty of transformation. Our stories are real, Our wisdom is empowering, and our mission is clear: to help you embrace your true self. Join us in sowing seeds of inspiration, share diamond moments with your friends, leave us a review, and help ignite the flame of transformation in others. Diamond Moments Magazine, sowing seeds of inspiration, cultivating hearts of empowerment.
Well, I am a wonderful ambassador for this magazine, and I'm honored to share and bring the good news for everyone. So, Cindy, tell us a little bit first about your book, because you had the Soul of a Diamond journey, uh, and you had the collaboration with that beautiful book, and also after that, tell us what what was your story in the magazine issue 21 for this month. So go ahead, Cindy.
Sure, thank you. So yes, Sinette Vembreda, beautiful human being, our editor-in-chief, Sune Swanepoel as well. I give some kudos and props to them. Yeah, I came into this whole community a couple years ago now through a mutual friend. And when I met Sinette, it was like magic. I had a coffee chat with her, and she wanted to know a little bit about my story. And the interesting thing was at that time, I hadn't really told anybody my story outside of immediate family who knew what happened. No one knew. And so Soul of a Diamond was my first toe in the water, so to speak, of telling my story of what it was like going through a divorce. And then not just the divorce itself, but how I grew from that event and all of the different moments, the aha moments, if you will, the learnings that helped me again evolve into the next best version of myself. And what I found is that I'm a life learner, and I I want to always take one more step, learn something new about myself, and continue to grow into again the next best version. And so that's a little bit again about my story. It's a slice. It's a collaborative book. So it's one. I'm one of 20 women that contributed to that book, Soul of a Diamond. And I met another individual through Sinette's group as well, Dina Marai, and I actually am a part of her book. And it's I'm so glad you left me. So again, a continuation of that story. And again, that's just one slice of many decades of now being on this planet. And then met Robert Jones, who is the coordinator for the Art of Connection book series. And all of these books, feel so fortunate, have all been #1 international bestsellers. I am in the process of writing my own solo book, but I'm also in collaboration with 3 more regular paperback books, if you will. And right now, I'm actually in the process with a collaborator. I'll mention her, Roshni Sharma Fleming. We're doing an ebook and a workbook together. And that should be coming out this year. And we're actually working with Sinette, who's opening up her own publishing company now. So I'll give another plug to Sinette here to really help us. We're going to beta test with her to help us move through that process. And we're really close to having that completed. So I just feel like I would have imagined in a million years that I would be an author, let alone a #1 international best-selling author. And so this community is just one of heart-centered women. You and I know we're soul sisters, as you said before. It's a beautiful, beautiful community, and being able to share our stories in a way that's uplifting and empowering other women who may have gone through something similar and don't really know what to do, like where to go and who can I talk to. And so this is a beautiful community to touch into that. So that's just a little bit about one slice, if you will, of the story. And then talking about the magazine, you wanted to talk a little bit about that. So I think I've written 18 or 19. I think I've been in 18 or 19 editions now of the magazine. And once again, I focus more of my articles on women who are navigating the aftermath of divorce. And so, this month I wrote about, I was inspired by a theme of imagination and becoming. And it really just sunk home to me in terms of how we need to imagine what it would be like moving into that next chapter of our lives. And instead of falling into the darkness, because we're going to fall into some of that, and that's okay. We got to feel our feelings. But sitting back and contemplating, what if it could even be better? What if I could get more creative? What if I am going to create my best life ever? And then it just really focused in on becoming, that word, becoming, and having more conversations within our mini groups, our Mrs. Potts tea parties, of getting together with other soul sisters of what does that look like to become our next best version, and just giving women, again, that are in this place, and whether it's a divorce or some other trauma that you've experienced, giving you some hope to say, you know what, you can become that next best version of yourself.
Mm.
Get the support you need. Get into a community where you feel supported, and take the action and steps. And the more that you do that, you will become so much more into your full self, and maybe even surprise yourself and step into that next best version that's bigger and brighter than you could ever imagine. So that's what that's
Thank
about.
you. Thank you so much. That is way, way, way well explained, and we are so happy and grateful as the comments are coming through. Everybody's congratulating you. I would like to take the conversation a little bit deeper if you're ready. Cindy, your journey from heartbreak to healing has resonated with women around the world. And can you share a defining moment when you realize your pain could be transformed into purpose?
Oh, definitely. I think the biggest aha moment for me was when I got introduced to yoga. I
Mm.
initially, I was separated, left, if you will, with an infant. And so I just kind of like put my head down, put my nose to the grindstone, and you do what you have to do to survive. And one of the things that I was really passionate about was working out and fitness and well being. And I actually leveraged that passion to get a certification for fitness. So I'm going to go back in time just a little bit. And I became a fitness instructor because they had a little mini daycare. So it was a way for me to relieve stress, have somebody watch my daughter, but also get paid because I needed some extra income to come in. I was really struggling with finances. So it was a win-win-win all the way around. Fast forward, a colleague of mine, and this was my part-time day job, right? The side job. One of my daytime colleagues said, he was a yoga instructor. He said, Cindy, why don't you come to one of my yoga classes, see what you think? So I went, and it wasn't an active class. We sat, with our legs crossed. We sang a song, we chanted. We didn't do anything really physical at all. But I came out of that class feeling like I was walking on air. And I was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? And I went home and I had this huge epiphany. I had a huge aha moment where I had a recognition that all of my validation was coming from external sources. And it was the first time that I got really quiet and went within. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really need to come inside, and I need to feel good about me, just for me, without somebody, striving and achieving. And that was one of many epiphanies. But I think that was the big aha, was to say, I need to slow down, come inside. And it took me on a yoga journey, which then led into coaching, which then led into even more self-development. But that was the first one. I'd say that was the first big pivotal moment for me.
Thank you. Thank you. We have loads of comments coming in. Healing Millions congratulate you on being the international best-selling author. Beautiful ladies. We have hearts coming in. Also, a little bit of the Mrs. Potts. They are awesome. Diamond Beauties. Forever is amazing community. You want to join Sisterhood Love and Support. And we have our wonderful Gail. Good day, everyone. Thank you for the comments. Thank you so much. This is support and show up. This is what I'm talking about. We are there. We are supporting one another. Um, Cindy, let's jump into the next question. Thank you so much for unfolding the first question. Um, Here goes. Many people struggle with resilience, limited beliefs. What are some of the most common blocks you see in women and how you can help them?
Oh goodness. I would hit, yeah, right. One of them is I'm not good enough. That's a really big one. Perfectionism and playing small. So some of these are the underlying limiting beliefs. What I do is, so I'm also an EFT practitioner. I pull together all of my tools, so to speak, and as a coach, I use those tools to help women uncover what their limiting beliefs are, where they stemmed from. And one of the programs that I have developed is to take a look at what is some of the generational, cultural, societal, and industrial messages that have been handed down. And most of them are pretty common across all women, across all cultures. Um, it- you know, Women from my generation, anyway, we were taught that girls are supposed to be everything nice like sugar and spice, and so women had certain roles that they needed to play. This is how society was. And in some cultures, it's still like that. And so we take a journey back to take a look at where some of these limiting beliefs stemmed from. Because I think once you have that awareness, now you can start to look at yourself in a different way and say, I don't have to define myself by that. That was something that was kind of like maybe force fed to me. And now I can look at it a completely different lens and take some actions and do some healing to move myself forward. And again, I've got a bevy of tools that I help women with to actually move through some of those limiting beliefs. But mostly it's really just coming to that level of awareness of like, where am I? Where did it come from? Why am I behaving the way I'm behaving? Right? And how do I move through that?
Yeah. Wow. We had a comment in it's saying from Healing Millions, our lovely Nina, yes, tuning into how we feel is the first step to healing. Uh, Love this conversation. Thank you. Thank you, Healing Millions. Beautiful, Nina. Thank you. Yes, it is. It is. We struggle with that. Let's face it. We struggle with that. And as soon as we realize it, and as soon as we start as soon as we start doing some positive things about it, then we will never able to stand through our true selves. And that will lead me to my next question, because you often talk about rediscovering inner strength. And what practical steps or daily rituals you recommend for someone to trying to reconnect with their purpose and self love?
Part of it is feeling your feelings. For a very long time, and again, I go back to, I think a lot of women were trained not to feel certain feelings, anger in particular. And so I think one of it is to really honor what you're feeling and move through that. For me, my daily practices are, however you want to describe it, whether it's prayer, whether it's meditation, I start every morning before I even get out of bed with saying a little prayer. It's really, I do the Reiki precepts prayer. So I take that in and just take a moment to like stretch and feel into my body a little bit, smile, get up. And this is going to sound funny. I dance naked in the mirror. Yeah, so I put my tunes on immediately while I'm brushing my teeth, getting ready, taking a shower, and I'm bopping all over the place. So again, all of these things that you can do, coming inside, moving your body, these are the ways that I actually prepare myself to feel really good throughout the day. When I do start to feel a little bit stressed, I've got things going on, then I know that I'm feeling, as somebody had already said, feel into your body, like what's happening in your body. Feel that. And to me, that's a press pause. That means I got to get up, walk around a little bit. Maybe it's a time for me to take a little walk outside, or maybe it's time to get a cup of tea and just take a moment to breathe, step away from the computer and technology, get out into nature if I can, and then come back, and do some more work. But these are the things that I do. And of course, yoga.
Yeah.
Yoga is a big piece of what I do every day. Yeah.
Every day, every day. We have a beautiful question coming in from Gail, Empowering Process podcast. And she's asking, I wonder what Cindy thinks about loving the struggle.
Loving
Great
the
question.
struggle. That's a great question. So loving the struggle, well, there's a gift in every struggle, isn't there? We just don't see it in the beginning. So I think that the struggle of the push and the pull that's part of resilience, right? To me, hardship really is the seed through which resilience grows. When we're not in some type of struggle, we're not growing. I mean, think about the butterfly trying to get out of the cocoon, right? That's the perfect example. There's struggle to get out of that. There's probably a little bit of pain to get out of that. But once you come out of that, you emerge into, again, this next best version of yourself, and it's beautiful. So, yes, learning how to love the struggle, I think, is the struggle that most people struggle with. I'll say struggle a few times here. But I think, yeah, learning to love what's happening really will help you move through it, and you build a stronger resilience through that.
Mm,
Again, you got to see that, right? You got to see that, what's the gift in this? What am I learning from this? What's, some people will call it the lesson, whatever framework you want to use or term that you want to use, that's the beauty in that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you. That's a wonderful question, Gail. Thank you so much. My dear Cindy, my next question to you will be, we often emotionally overwhelmed and we spiritually disconnected. What are the approach in your healing and mindset work uh, you will do to balance each client? If you can share that with us.
I use EFT quite a bit because EFT is a great emotional regulator. That tool, I use yoga breathing, I use guided meditation. So again, I pull in all of my tools, and it's really client dependent, right? So it's meeting the client where they are. I don't force anything on anybody. We will try different techniques to see what resonates best with them, and then move through that. But I do a lot of EFT because I think that's a great way to not only voice what's happening, so you can actually get the emotion out of your body, right? At the same time, all what the tapping is doing is literally shifting you from the stress response into the parasympathetic nervous system. I'll get a little scientific here: rest and digest. So it's actually helping you to calm the nervous system down. Because let's face it, when we're in fight or flight or the stress response, we're not in our most rational thinking brain anymore. The emotions are completely taking over, hijacking us, right? And so we need to actually come back into our body. We have to get grounded. When we're grounded, then we can, again, the rational, logical thinking brain can work properly, and we can see things clearer, and again, have a greater awareness. So yeah, it's a bevy of tools, but I'd say EFT, yeah, the yoga breathing, the guided meditation, those are probably the key ones that I use to help bring clients back into a place of where they're feeling more grounded and calm and can see with more clarity.
Thank you. I hope my beautiful viewers and everybody who's watching the replay, you bring your notepad and you write this down, because there are golden nuggets. We are dropping you golden nuggets here. Cindy, before we wrap up, I will have two more questions for you. Firstly, how we can find you and how people can connect with you, if you can share that. Obviously, all the links will be dropped in the comments, and you were able to connect with either one of us. But please share with us how they can really reach out to you.
I think the best way is really I have a website. Go to my website. There you can contact me any number of ways there, or you can actually, so that's tranquilheartwellness.com. So you can go there. And you can also email me. I'm at Cindy at tranquilheartwellness, all one word.com. So those would probably be the best ways to connect with me. I'd say go to the website too, because then you can get a better snapshot of who I am, what I do, the different offerings that I have. Plus the books are there as well. So if you want to take a look at any one of the books, you can purchase right through the website. So I think that's probably the best way that you can contact with me and get to know me even a little bit more. And you can also set up a free 1-hour consultation. I offer those To anybody who wants to just sit down and talk about what's going on, you can't beat that. A free 1 hour consultation. Just talk. You don't have to buy anything. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I just come to the conversation, and if there's a good synergy between us, and you want to do some work, fabulous. If not, there are other people I can refer you to too, because not everybody you meet is going to be that perfect match. So, and that's okay. And that's okay.
Thank you. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, my beautiful viewers, please take this offer and book your session. And also you can connect with us on our Mrs. Spots. Cindy, you have your free space on Fridays. Every Fridays you can come. Ladies only. Gentlemen, if you're watching, you can reach out to me and we direct you to the Tanzanite Heroes. We have a special, amazing community for you as well. So Cindy, please tell me, how do you see your future self 5 years from now?
Oh, that's such a good question. Um, you know, Continuing to evolve and grow. I As long as you're choosing, I think this is the big thing. I choose that. I choose to continue to learn and to grow. So having more fun for sure. Now that I'm like quote unquote semi-retired, I'm retired from the corporate world, but I do all of my passion work, and that's what I devote my energies to. I want to have my solo book out. I don't know where the yoga journey is going to take me just yet, but doing more events, working with more women, helping it to uplift them, and travel, more travel and spending time with my family and my two grandbabies. That's what I see happening.
Thank you. Thank you. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Any event, anything in your corner which is coming up for 2025?
Oh gosh, any events? Not specific events at this point, although I did have a fabulous conversation with a future Diamond Beauty. Just welcomed her in today. Talking again about emotional intelligence, and it all fits together again: mind, body, soul. How do we connect all of that? So I see a future event there. I would imagine by the end of this year, summer I'm going to take some time off, but in the fall I'd like to start up another women's group. These are small groups, again, no more than six, and I have a program specifically designed then for women who are looking to, again, empower themselves. It can be women that are navigating the aftermath of divorce, but that doesn't need to be the criterion. And it's a live forum, weekly meetings, and it's a beautiful way to, again, grow yourself to the next level. So if you're interested in something like that, that'll be coming out probably in September.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your beautiful knowledge, dropping our viewers the golden nuggets. Uh, Guys, see you next time. Tomorrow we're going to come with an amazing uh, guest. So, gonna be Coach Lala, 9 a.m. British Standard Time. That will be 9 a.m. UK time. So stay tuned for that. And thank you, Cindy, again for joining us. We would love to have you again. Thank you again. Beautiful viewers, see you till next time. Bye.